What's up? My name is Bradley, and you are tuning in to Batter Days. Batter Days are every Saturday for the month of October, where I will be talking about bats, the cool things that they do, the cool things that they are, and the cool things they provide us. So sit back and relax and enjoy some really cool bat facts. Welcome to the second installment of Batter Days with your host, the most, me, Bradley. We're going to be talking about the misconceptions about bats, bat flight, bat physiology, and some other cool stuff. So stick around and I'm going to get into it. Did you know that your chances of getting rabies from a bat are significantly low, lower than 1 in 1,000 or 0.1%? So you're probably not going to get rabies from a bat ever in your lifetime. In fact, your chances of getting diabetes is 2 million times higher than you ever getting rabies from a bat. So do with that information what you may. I am a big fan of the New York Times, but however, I did see that they posted a story not so long ago that said that bats, not dogs, were the number one carriers of rabies in the United States. While this technically is true, it's a little misleading. So shame on you, New York Times. They also posted this picture, or this picture was in that post. However, 1 in 200 bats in the United States has rabies. So one out of every 200 bats is rabid, and your chances of getting rabies from that bat are really low, like I said before. Not only do bats carry rabies, but raccoons are up there. About 30% of rabies cases are from raccoons, and the other smaller percentages are from other wild animals like squirrels and foxes and things like that. So there you go. Shame on the New York Times, but let's just celebrate the fact that we have been doing a good job in the United States of vaccinating our animals against rabies. While I'm on the subject of viruses and bats, bats actually do have a really high viral load. That just means that there's viruses um, around them constantly. However, they hardly ever get sick. And this is because they have what we call interferons. We have interferons as well. However, interferons are what cells that are infected by a virus produce. They're proteins. And what happens in humans is that when the body recognizes a virus, it'll turn on the interferons and the body will start attacking the virus. But in bats, however, their interferon activity is always low. So their little bodies are always scanning for viruses to defend. So that's pretty cool. Now, when bats fly, it's really energy taxing on them. This is a photo of a thermal image of a bat in flight. And as you can see, the white part is the heat. And you can see around the muscles, the flight muscles, and in the middle there, that's the thoracic region where the heart and the lungs are. Um, Bats in flight have been shown to have a heart rate of up to 1,000 beats per minute, which is pretty damn fast. Not only that, but bats have a 1-to-1 breath to wing flap ratio. So that means every time they flap their wings, they have to breathe. This can be really complicated if they have really large lungs, which they don't. They have small lungs. But they have evolved some pretty cool things about their lungs that enables them to breathe really fast and exchange oxygen and CO2. They have really thin alveolar walls. Alveoli rhymes with ravioli, but alveolar walls are just the places where the gas exchange happens. So that's where they breathe in O2 and release CO2. So yeah, really, really thin walls of their lungs is how they're able to respirate so quickly. Not only that, they have a really high red blood cell count, which just means that they're able to transport oxygen to the muscles and tissues really fast. They actually have 5 times more capillary density in their body than humans do. So they're able to be little flying machines, and that they are. Now, I want to shout out Dr. Merlin Tuttle, who took this photo of this Mexican free-tailed bat. Dr. Merlin Tuttle is a famous bat biologist and conservationist who has done way more for bats than you and I probably ever will. Anyways, so he took this photo of a Mexican free-tailed bat, and you may be wondering, well, why am I showcasing a Mexican free-tailed bat? For one, they are pretty cool in the fact that we have found them flying at almost 2 miles above ground level, which is really high up there. That's higher than some small planes can actually fly. The amount of oxygen up there is pretty low, and as I just pointed out, they really need oxygen in order to get the oxygen to their muscles in order for them to fly. Well, we still are kind of puzzled as to how they're able to be up so high in the sky and be totally fine. We have found that they do ride thermals and currents up into the night sky in search of prey. Also, this is a really cute photo. The reason is why they call them Mexican free-tailed bats is pretty obvious. They have little free tails. When bats finally do slow down their hard working bodies, they actually hang upside down, and I mean that's a given. I think we all know that bats hang upside down, but how they hang upside down is pretty amazing. Bats can pretty much hang upside down without expending little to no energy. So this is actually a photo of a bat foot or a toe. So basically what happens is you can see that this tendon is at rest here. This tendon has little bumps and grooves on it. And when the tendon tightens, or when the bat grabs onto something, the tendon will tighten and go into a sheath that also has bumps and ridges, just like the tendon does. And so it pretty much creates a lock and latch mechanism. So they can be upside down for a really long time and not have to worry about keeping grip, which is nuts if you ask me. Unfortunately, when a bat dies, and if they're hanging upside down, they will continue to hang upside down, which is kind of spooky. Now, another reason as to why bats hang upside down is because they cannot take off from the ground like birds can. So they have to let go with their feetsies, and hopefully gravity will do the work and they'll be able to take off from the ceiling. So bats also hang upside down to conserve space. They can fit tons of little bats into smaller areas, which is pretty amazing. Bracken Cave in San Antonio was home to 20 million bats, and those are Mexican free-tailed bats. Once again, however, this photo was taken, by Dr. Miller Tuttle, who is once again the best bat biologist on the planet. Yeah. So also too, bats are one of the only other mammals besides humans to congregate in such large sizes or numbers, which is pretty cool if you ask me. One of the things that you can do to help bats, for one, if you see a bat on the ground, do not touch it. Please call your local wildlife rehabilitator or wildlife professional, and they will take care of it for you. Do not touch a bat, please, for the life of yourself and everybody around you. Don't touch a bat if it's on the ground. Another thing that you can do for bats is to just make sure that you're spreading correct information about them. You can tell people about that little fact I told you about rabies and bats. I hope you enjoyed the second installment of Baturday. Next week, we'll be talking about echolocation and all the cool things bats do when they echolocate. So I hope you have a good day, weekend, night, whatever hell you're doing, and toodles.